Hi, it's Maija here with my TBR for the Femme Fantail Readathon, which is a readathon all about reading fantasy books written by women, and it runs from the 2nd to the 10th of March. It is run by Jean from Bookish Thoughts and Jill from the Book Nook, and I will leave a link in the description to Jean's announcement video. I just happen to be currently in the middle of reading 3 fantasy books written by women. The first of those is Kat Howard's Roses and Rot, which is about art and fairies, and I'm reading it on my Kindle. Then I have N.K. Jemisin's short story collection, How Long Till Black Future Month. I have only read the first short story from this. This one has science fiction and fantasy short stories, I believe, but I might continue reading a few short stories during the readathon. But the one book that I am in the middle of that I want to finish during the readathon is Temper by Nikki Drayden, which I have read about 80 pages so far, so I would really like to finish this. This is set in a fantasy world where a set of twins will have vices spread between them, so there will be a lesser twin who has more vices and the higher twin who has only 1 or 2 or 3 vices. And this one follows Auburn, who is one of those lesser twins and is feeling pretty bitter about his position. This one would fit for the challenges of BAME, so Black, Asian or Minority Ethnic author. Nikki Drayden is a Black woman living in Austin, Texas, and also for the challenges of reading a standalone and reading an adult fantasy novel. Then there are 2 books that I would at least like to start, if not finish, during the readathon, and the first of those is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, which is based on Russian folklore. Jean is also reading this. I saw this on Jean's TBR, so she's not the only one to have not yet read this book. I don't know much about the plot apart from it being based on Russian folklore and following Vasilisa, but this would fit for the challenges of reading a fairy tale retelling, reading a historical fantasy, and also reading an adult novel. And the final book that I'd like to at least start during the readathon is The Fall of the Kings by Ellen Kushner and Delia Sherman. This is part of the Riverside Riverside novels, and the 2 novels that I previously read that are set in this world are Sword's Point and The Privilege of the Sword, and those were written by Ellen Kushner alone, and this one she wrote together with her wife Delia Sherman. These are fantasy of manners books with aristocrats and swordsmen, and this one is quite long, so I will not be able to finish this during the readathon. This would meet the challenge of reading an LGBTQIA+ book, so pretty much everyone in this world is bisexual, and then it would also meet the adult novel challenge once again, and maybe the romance challenge. I think there's a romance in this book, but I don't actually know a lot about this book apart from the fact that it is set a long time after the previous 2 novels that I read. I might also throw in Delicious in Dungeon Volume 3 by Ryoko Kui, which I got from the library. I have read the previous 2 as digital comics, and these ones wouldn't fit any of the challenges. I think it's a manga series, it's a comic fantasy manga series that I really enjoy. So I'm not going to meet the challenges for Inspired by Myth, Translated Fiction, Novella, Published pre-2000s, and Young Adult. I will also link below Jean's tweet where all the challenges are listed. So these are all the books that I'm planning to at least start during the Femme Fantail Readathon. Let me know if you are also taking part. I'd love to see your TBR video or your TBR blog post. And that's all from me for now, and I'll see you in my next video.